Top 6 Zodiac signs who test you in love. Have you ever felt like your romantic partner is secretly evaluating your every move through an invisible, high-stakes psychological obstacle course? While most people blindly rush into romance with unguarded optimism, these heavily guarded individuals utilize extreme behavioral audits to protect themselves from emotional liability. Today, we are exploring the 6 Zodiac signs who test you in love. Is your sign on the list? Let's find out. Number 6. Libra. Libra individuals do not test you through overt aggression. They utilize an entirely impenetrable web of psychological mirroring to ruthlessly audit your emotional compatibility. Driven by a terrifying aversion to conflict, they absolutely refuse to commit without meticulously calculating your reaction to subtle, manufactured imbalances. They forcefully create microscopic social dilemmas, intensely observing whether you will perfectly restore their heavily guarded aesthetic harmony. If you fail their silently constructed psychological maze, a Libra will instantaneously deploy a blindingly cold detachment, permanently revoking your access to their highly curated reality without a single explanation. Number 5. Pisces. Pisces partners secretly test you by intentionally projecting their heavily guarded emotional vulnerabilities to measure your exact capacity for universal trauma absorption. Operating from a fiercely protected realm of boundless empathy, they absolutely refuse to tether themselves to a fundamentally callous partner. They will strategically deploy a terrifyingly vast, manufactured emotional crisis, meticulously analyzing if you can successfully navigate their incredibly dense psychological waters. If you demonstrate even a microscopic lack of visceral empathy, a Pisces will instantaneously retreat into their entirely impenetrable, deeply guarded fantasies, permanently dissolving the romantic connection forever. Number 4. Gemini. Gemini lovers test you through a relentless barrage of chaotic intellectual agility, aggressively utilizing severe psychological compartmentalization to audit your mental endurance. They absolutely refuse to endure a stagnant connection, forcefully deploying rapidly shape-shifting emotional states to see if you can survive their terrifyingly vast cognitive velocity. A Gemini will intentionally trigger a highly destabilizing argument to meticulously analyze your tactical communication skills. If you completely fail to match their fiercely unapologetic intellectual dominance, they will instantaneously sever the mental tether, permanently locking you out of their heavily guarded, densely layered psychological labyrinth. Number 3. Capricorn. Capricorn partners approach romance as a deeply tactical acquisition, utilizing a cold, logistical execution to violently audit your long-term viability. They heavily rely on ironclad emotional suppression, absolutely refusing to invest their heavily guarded resources into a deeply toxic or entirely unstable liability. A Capricorn will relentlessly test your ambition, forcefully creating high-stress scenarios to meticulously calculate your systemic resilience. If you exhibit any terrifyingly vast structural weakness or unpredictable emotional chaos, they will instantaneously initiate a fiercely unapologetic, permanent termination of the relationship, completely incinerating any access to their impenetrable psychological empire. Number 2. Virgo. Virgo lovers execute a terrifyingly vast, deeply analytical dissection of your daily behaviors, weaponizing their anxious perfectionism to mercilessly test your fundamental consistency. They absolutely refuse to tolerate unpredictable chaos, utilizing relentless micromanagement to audit your adherence to their meticulously calculated romantic standards. A Virgo will intentionally introduce microscopic inconveniences into the relationship, heavily observing your exact reaction to their fiercely unapologetic structural demands. If you completely fail their incredibly rigorous, highly stressful behavioral examination, they will instantaneously deploy a blindingly cold psychological exile, permanently erasing you from their perfectly curated existence. Number 1. Scorpio. Scorpio individuals administer the ultimate psychological trial, weaponizing a deeply paranoid psychological penetration to aggressively audit your absolute loyalty. They heavily hoard emotional leverage, absolutely refusing to expose themselves to the terrifying liability of betrayal. A Scorpio will intentionally create intense, deeply toxic scenarios of manufactured jealousy or visceral crisis meticulously calculating whether you will blindly submit to their absolute dominance. If you show even a microscopic fracture in your devotion, they will instantaneously execute a fiercely unapologetic, entirely destructive purge, permanently locking you out of their intensely guarded, deeply dark emotional survival bunker. Conclusion: a romantic trial is never about playing games. It is a meticulously calculated psychological defense mechanism used to violently eliminate dangerous emotional liabilities. Let me know your sign and thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for all the updates.